Here. Welcome back, guys. This is Jay.
This is T, man, and welcome to Coastal Chaos. Hey, guys, this is Jayme here. We mentioned him last podcast.
What's going on?
So, hey, Jayme, listen. So, last podcast, we kind of talked about the route you took. It looks like you went JUCO to D2 to now playing for a team in Iowa. And we'd love to hear your story.
You talking about like all the way from high school or like college?
Going from high school, all the reps you got, what steps you made to be a star in high school to switching over to going to JUCO, the difference of, now you were waking up at 5 o'clock workouts, stuff like that.
So my freshman year, I was at this school called Apopka High School. That's where I grew up at. They won a state championship my freshman year, but I didn't really play too much. I was kind of like a little fat kid at the time, so I didn't really like grow into my body. Then I ended up transferring to Lake Howell at St. Winter Park. I went to Lake Howell, went to play JV there, started playing linebacker. Didn't really have a good season like I wanted to, and then so I was like, that off season, I kind of had to have a talk with my people like, if you really want to do something with this, you got to start taking it more serious. Like, you got to start putting that work for real. So after that, I kind of just that summer just went a lot harder than I normally ever did. Came back my junior year, made varsity team. I still wasn't starting yet. I was a backup at middle linebacker. I got a couple reps here and there like throughout the season, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But then my senior year is when I finally like got to start, and I played 6 games. I think I was top 5 in the state in tackles at one point, but then I ended up getting injured. My fault. And then ended up fracturing my tibia in my right knee. Then so after that, I ended up committing to this school in Arkansas called Arkansas Baptist College. I ended up going there for about a month for the summer, and I just really wasn't like messing with it too much. So I ended up coming home, stayed home for a year. I had some stuff to do at the crib with my people. I had to look after my mom. Then ended up a coach I had, his name was Coach Mello. He was my D-line coach at Lake Howell. He ended up getting he had his own recruiting service called Eat Scouting. He ended up going back to his alma mater from JUCO. It's called L.A. Pierce. So he ended up bringing me and like 55 other Florida guys. And my freshman year, I didn't start the first game, but a couple dudes was kind of like not playing their best, so they kind of put me in there, threw me in there. I had a pretty good game, led the team in tackles. And second game, kind of got a little bit of action. Didn't really get a lot, but I didn't really get like my real chance my freshman year. To my third game, one of the starting safety, he had missed the practice. I think he had got sick or something. So I was like, shoot, this is my opportunity now. Now that I'm out there, I can't give it back. Gotta leave no doubt that it's my spot to keep. Then came out there, my first game starting. Had a pick, my first pick in college. Ended up having a pretty decent game. And my coach was like, okay, I like you back there. Like, we're going to keep you there. So then started a few games at safety. Then they ended up moving me to will linebacker. I don't know if y'all know if everybody know what that is, but it's like weak side linebacker. Then I had a couple pretty good games. I'm not going to lie, I had one really bad game. And I ended up getting benched the next game. But the next game, the dude that was playing for me, I'm still a good teammate at the end of the day. Like, he was having a good game. I was still cheering him on. But then I think there was one play he kind of like messed up, and then they threw me back in there. Came in there first play back, got a sack, ended up balling out the second half of the game. We ended up losing that game. It was a rivalry game. It was 7-6. Bro, tell me how it's 7-6. It's a rivalry game. We get down to the 2-yard line with 10 seconds left. About to kick the field goal, that shit gets blocked, bro.
Damn.
At the buzzer, bro. We lose the game, bro.
Hey, man. So real quick. For a lot of people, because our audience, it differences.
Yeah.
So, what was how did you feel in that transition of going from, in high school, you played linebacker.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school. Same thing with Robbie, my brother. We all went to the same high school for a little bit. How did you feel the difference in going from a linebacker to a safety?
The difference, so I always wanted to play linebacker growing up. That was always my thing. I just like hitting people, just coming down. But when I got to college, I was like, dang, I'm not really that tall. Like, I'm like 5'10" at the tallest. 5'11", depends who you ask. Don't worry about all that. But anyways,
5'9". Don't let
just
this
take
man lie.
just chill.
Don't let him lie to you.
All right.
5'9".
Hey, when them cleats are about 6 foot, that's all that matters. So, I mean, linebacker, it's a lot different. You know, you in the trenches, so you seen them big dudes a lot.
Yeah.
But safeties, like you the last line of defense. You seen what everybody else is doing, and if you one bad step, touchdown. So you gotta just make sure you're on your P's and Q's. And the safety really, they gonna say the linebacker, the quarterback is the defense, but the safety is the one making the coverage calls, letting the linebackers know what they gotta do, and then the linebackers gotta make the line calls and all that stuff. So,
well, because most of your time, your safety. I mean, when you played safety, were you strong, free? What'd you play?
My first game I played at free, but.
Okay.
I like free. Free's cool and all, but it's too far from the action for me. Like I like being in the action. I like.
You like to hit.
Yeah,
you like to hit, bro. I mean, everybody likes to hit. Man. So I mean, so you got to see everything. You were sitting back there. You were what most people would say was the quarterback. You kind of seen everything. The play changes, the lineup. You seen it. Mm-hmm. You got to witness what the running back was doing, what the tight end. You seen everything. Mm-hmm. And that's the main part of the game.
Yeah.
So when you were able to, what they say, take control, it felt a little bit better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Right? You know, linebacker, you're trying to listen to your safety, but at the same time read the running back, mm-hmm. and right there, you're the shot caller.
Yeah, most definitely.
So it's a little different going from linebacker to safety, is what I'm hearing. Then you liked safety a little bit.
Yeah, I like safety. You know, I ain't got to go against the big dudes every play, so I can stay healthy more during the season. But I like playing safety more because when you fill in that alley, you get 10, 15 yard head start. So when you get there, you gotta have some bad intentions.
Yeah.
Now, did you see a big size difference in between the players you were matching up against at Lake Howell versus once you got to LA playing JUCO? What was that difference like for you?
So high school compared to college. So high school, I mean, I was class of 2016 in Central Florida. I feel like that was the best class, but I mean, they gonna say 2018, but I mean, I played against some dudes in high school. Like there was some big school.
You guys
dudes.
had some stunts.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like now it's like a lot of these kids now they're super athletic now, but back then when I was coming up, is a lot of them dudes looking like grown ass men, 17, 18 years old.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the difference between college and high school, it's just college is like some of them dudes be like 22, 23, and I'm like, what you still doing in college? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm 17, 18 as a freshman, so it's like a lot of these dudes are already like physically like different. Yeah. You just gotta. It's really like you gotta change your mentality. Like you really gotta come with your shit. If you don't come correct, they gonna make you look real bad out there.
So you went the JUCO route.
Yeah.
Most people choose not to go to college.
Yeah.
What do you think on that? Should somebody who is athletic, they got the brains for it, but they never got the film for it? Just they were a small town kid. Do you think that they should go the JUCO route to work their way up like D2? Last podcast we were talking about Trinidad. Mm-hmm. He went D2 to D1 to fighting against Miami in the semifinals of the CFP. Yeah. So do you think somebody should go the JUCO route to work their way to D2 or D1? Yeah.
As far as like if you feel like you could have got way better offers than you had in high school, I would definitely take the JUCO route. But if you also feel like you're underlooked, definitely take the JUCO route because them 2 years, or you could be either 1 season or 2 seasons. Them 1 or 2 seasons can make or break your career, like whether you develop it or not. Like, and plus JUCO, it's a grind, man. Like, because a lot of them JUCOs don't really have scholarships, so you going out there, you just like, bro, you been on yourself at that point. So you got to go out there, you got to handle your business because I know you don't want to go out there and waste your people money. And you're not even getting out there on the field. So, like, when you go to JUCO, that shit really, like, build that dog mentality that you got to have to make it big.
Hey, you gotta fight for your spot. Most places you go to, you got to fight to be number one.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you didn't play any downs in Arkansas. How many seasons did you play for LA?
LA, I played 2 seasons.
2 seasons? Mm-hmm. And what took you, where'd you go from there?
I ended up going to this D2 school called Lake Erie. I mean, I had a lot of looks from like Division I schools like UCLA, Iowa State, Old Dominion, but I didn't end up graduating in time because Cali is a little different. Like they don't do scholarships like in Mississippi or Kansas and stuff. They have like scholarship JUCOs, but California you got to pay all that shit out of pocket unless you have like financial aid. So I didn't really get a chance to like take some classes during like the year or during the semesters when I wasn't playing. So I didn't get a chance to get my credits as fast as I wanted to. So I had to end up staying an extra semester. So by that time the coaches already took away their scholarship offer, so they went and got somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from D2 ball, you know, what kind of launched you into what your career is now? You know, we know you're playing ball in Iowa, and you're kind of doing your thing whenever you're back in Florida, you know, in the off season, things like that. What training are you still doing in the off season, or what kind of steps do you take to stay at that level to go back and play, you know, football at this time?
Well, the biggest thing about it for the training, as far as like to get to that spot, you just got to be consistent, bro. Like even if it's 2 or 3 days you getting in work, that still ain't enough. Like even if it's, so what I do is I probably work out like 4 or 5 times a week, like 4 or 5 days out of the week, and I try to get in at least 2 workouts in during those days, because you're getting, even if you get 1 workout in, it could be a 2-hour workout, but like you got to think about all the other people out there that's out there putting the same amount of work as you. And then especially if you're not a dude that's like, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, so I got to put in the extra work, because there's other dudes out there that'd be like 6'4", 240, running 4.4s. Like you got to like put in the extra work. So if it's my fault. For the training, honestly, it's just about being consistent. And so what I do is I watch a lot of videos just to like work on the weaknesses of my game, just to make them strengths now, you know. So as long as you just doing something every day, just to like progress yourself mentally or physically as a player, that's going to help you out a lot.
So I know, and I could be wrong, it could have been JUCO or D2. I know you were number 1. Was it interceptions?
Sure.
Were you doing? You know, I was speaking to Robbie. Robbie said your stat lines, and just let's talk about that. How did you feel you compared to most people D2?
D2, I mean,
we heard how you felt about JUCO. JUCO was a grind.
Yeah.
You worked every day. How did you feel compared to the people you played against every game?
So when I first got to D2, I played against some teams. They had some talent, but I was like, these dudes not better than me. And I'm not trying to like look down on nobody that plays D2, obviously, because I play D2 myself. But it's just not every person in the league, not every person you see out there is gonna be the elite. But like, there's gonna be some dudes you look, okay, this dude, he different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played against this dude my senior year. His name was Isaac Tesla. He played for the Lions right now. He the number 3. Yeah. I played against him my senior year. This dude different, bro. Like against us, he had like 7 catches, 160, 2 touchdowns. But like the way he was getting his catches, it was like they throwing it in the air. He just going up and getting it like 40 inches in the air, just snagging them things, bro.
So how does it feel like a guy like that? You know, it was a little bit different. But then you played guys, regular Joe Schmo. You're like, man, how did you get here with that, right? Like it was a little different.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, right on. Now let me ask you, man, what's your thoughts about the route Trinidad went? You think he did everything the right way? I don't know if you heard, but they denied his 6th year of playing this year.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Well, I think he's trying to appeal that with Mississippi board. You know, he's got some lawyers involved. Ole Miss is, you know, possibly getting involved to maybe bring him back. You know, for a 6th year, because when he was at Ferris, I think there was one season of Ferris he didn't play whenever he was healthy. You know, that's a year of eligibility you lose that you can't, you know, get back unless you go that route of appealing those sort of things.
Well, didn't he lose a year also because he was sick? He was.
Yeah, I think he had a illness or injury that kept him out for some of his time at Ferris. And I know you said that you kind of knew his starter at Ferris when he was first there. You know, kind of dive a little bit into that.
Well, as far as Trinidad, I think he went the right route. Because that's kind of how a lot of dudes that make a D2, they think like that. Like, oh, I'm going to play a couple years here and I'm going to try and transfer to a bigger school. And he did his thing. I mean, he won a chip as a starter and he won one as a backup, obviously. But as far as the dude that he played with, his name was Malik Mitchell. He played quarterback at Ferris as well. He was a dog. I played with him in the IFL for a little bit. That's like another dude that could have probably been in the NFL. That could have been like starting somewhere, but sometimes circumstances don't always fall in your favor. But
you keep mentioning the IFL. What league is that?
That's the indoor football league.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like they say it's like the #1 arena league in the country, but I don't know personally. I mean, I don't,
Is that
that what they all say?
For when you go back to Iowa?
We in the TAL.
TAL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
And what amount of time or how long were you in the IFL? How many seasons you play in that?
I didn't get to play a season in the IFL. I was just out there, for camp and stuff, and things didn't work out. So, I ended up coming back here, and then I ended up going to the TL. So,
okay.
Trying to make the most of my time while I was out there.
It was a lot. It was a lot different for the IFL, right, than compared to indoor or outdoor.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. The arena rules could still be messing me up, bro. It's like certain things you can't do. I'm like, damn, you could do this outside, but you can't do it in here. It's
When I went to my workouts with the Lakeland Tarpons, as everyone knows, they're not a big arena team. It was so different. I was doing the things I would do outside on the field, indoors, and they're like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And as you said, the rules there's a big difference. I mean, I caught a ball and went over the wall, and I'm like, oh damn, I dropped the ball. And they're like, no, you caught it. And I was like, what? It was a little different, bro. So you as a guy who's on defense, you're like, okay, this guy's going for the ball. I'm going to hit him to where he can't catch it. And if he goes out over the wall, you're probably like, oh, man, it's incomplete pass.
Yeah. But it counts
as
a catch,
It's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to learn it all myself. I ain't going to lie. And this might be my second season in it. I'm still trying to, learn all the rules specifically.
Yeah, the TAL, you've played one season with Iowa. What does that look like for you? How did you feel in that first season? Were you starting for them? What did that season look like?
So so I got there a couple days before the first game. Like it was kind of like some last minute stuff, and I got there. They wanted me to play, but I didn't really know none of the plays, so they was like, okay, we just gonna sit you this week, and the next week we gonna have you play. Like my first game, I was out there, I was playing safety, had a pretty decent game. I had one sack, and then I had another sack and a 2-point conversion, so it doesn't count. But I did pretty decent that game. I mean, it was I was still kind of learning it all, and I was I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because it's been a while since I had played, so I was still trying to get used to the speed of the game. But once I got it, I started clicking. But that first game I had got injured. I ended up spraining my MCL, so I ended up missing 3 or 4 games after that. And then when I ended up coming back, they had me playing linebacker. So when I came back, we lost the game, but I did pretty decent. They seen me. They was like, okay, you still look like you still getting back from your knee injury, but you look like you still moving good. Then my next game came back, had 10 tackles, a sack, 2-3 TFLs, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to get used to it. It feels good. Then the next game we had, I ended up starting that game, but I came in, led the team in sacks, had 1.5 sacks, did pretty good. Then we ended up making it to the playoffs, played against the same team. But the way, bro, I gotta tell you how we lost this game, bro. So this is the last game of the regular season. We win. All right, if we win this game, we got a home playoff game next week.
Yeah,
bro.
Were y'all playing at home or away?
We was playing away. We was playing against the Hot Springs Wise guys in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay.
So we was up. I'm gonna say we was up about 14 with 2 minutes left, bro. They come down. All right, so we ended up scoring a touchdown, whatever. Go up 14. One of my teammates, I ain't gonna throw him under the bus, but he got mad because the dude was talking crazy, so he scored a touchdown, threw the ball at him. So I was like, damn, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? So we going to kick the ball off. So wherever they catch the ball, 15 yards up already because there was unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. So they catch the ball, whatever. They score a touchdown. And we up by 6 at this point. But the way they do onside kicks in TAL is they don't do onside kicks. They just do 4th and 25.
Okay.
So 4th and 25 come. It's about 15, 20 seconds left. 4th and 25 comes. They throw a Hail Mary. Them boys catch that bitch at the 5-yard line, bro. And then we got them down to 4th and goal. 4th and goal. Bro, it's so clear as day. The receiver comes, pushes my man on the ground, falls over, catches the ball. Game over.
Man.
Then we got to play them boys again. So we had to come back to the same stadium again the next week.
Yeah.
They beat our ass, boy. It was
BTA.
But it was bad. It was like I'm gonna say it was 63-42 or something like that. Yeah, it was bad.
And
Like,
did y'all have to travel back and forth, or did y'all stay in Arkansas practice there?
we had to travel back and forth. Like so we took that 11-hour bus ride to Arkansas, came back. We was pissed off. Obviously, we pissed off. We lost. We was trying to get a home playoff game. Then we was like, damn, we got to come back to do this shit again, bro. It's an 11-hour bus ride again, bro. And then we lost.
Damn.
That's
it's
44 hours of travel
bro,
in 2 weeks.
Terrible, bro.
That's gotta be rough on the body, because you guys lose a tough physical game, right going into the playoffs. Emotions are high, and then you have 22 hours of travel that following week,
bro,
into another playoff game. Then it's win or go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was terrible.
You think that the traveling put some wear and tear on that body?
I want to say that, bro, but like honestly, we didn't really come out there doing what we were supposed to be doing.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna blame any of the coaching, because the coaching, coaches put us in the right position. We just got to make the plays. But I think what kind of played a factor with us a little bit is like we was practicing a little extra that week, and I think like it showed in the game. Like we came in the game kind of lackadaisical and looked like we didn't have no energy, but the whole week we was doing 2-a-days.
Okay.
Leading up to it. So it's like, okay, we kind of fucked up going into it.
Yeah.
And then did y'all practice the day before the game, still 2-a-days, or was that your travel day?
Yeah, the travel day. We got so the game was on Saturday. We got there Thursday night.
Okay.
So we was there all Friday, and we just did walkthroughs, had a little light jog. So going into it, we thought we was like ready to go, but game started, we didn't look like we was ready to go.
Kind of like how that Oregon game went. Obviously they didn't play Indiana back to back, but they played a tough physical game against Indiana that first time around in the regular season, lost by 10. Turn around and completely different Oregon team last night. We're watching them because we're filming this on a Saturday, Saturday after the playoff semifinals finished up, and we see an Indiana team come out first play of the game, pick six.
Yeah.
And then
they did
it looked different. It looked like you were watching a national champion play against maybe a high school team with how they were just it was men against boys.
Was doing their thing for sure.
And I wasn't expecting that out of Oregon. Dante Moore even though he had 285 yards passing last night, 2 touchdowns, it was that pick 6 to start the game kind of was a momentum swing just from the jump. It's like starting a game. You're starting a game 7 points up. And you get the ball at half.
Oh yeah, you feel good about yourself.
Your offense, the offense did not touch the field yet.
Yeah, you're up 7 points. Your offense is still, cooling from warm-ups. They're sitting on the sidelines, and now you're looking 11 seconds into a game, and it's like you've got this momentum going that is crazy. Oregon obviously goes and answers very next drive, scores 7, tie ball game. Then Fernando Mendoza and those guys, man, that offense was clicking last night. They're running those RPOs to a T. They're getting some deep shots in there. He still had a pretty good game. I think he was, just under 200 yards, 177 yards, I think it was.
Had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Damn.
5 touchdowns. Their defense was putting them
17,
in the right spots. Their defense recovered.
Lamar Jackson out there, boy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He didn't run like it though. He did have a fumble, bro.
I'm talking about that stat line. That stat line looking like LJ, man.
We were looking at it, and it was so their defense got the pick 6 to start the game. Early on into the game, I think it was still in the first quarter. Dante Moore had the ball where he dropped back, and the running back was too close to him. He hit the running back in the shoulder as he went to go throw, fumble. Indiana's defense sets him up in the 5-yard line.
Damn, I didn't even see that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The following fumble that happened just before halftime, it was like midway to late in the second quarter. Dante Moore's dropping back to pass. Indiana's defensive line gets home on him and hits him as he's going back to throw. He loses the ball. They get it on like the 3-yard line or something like that. It was an absolute. I think the first fumble might have been from the 25, but that's why he has 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. He didn't have to go crazy throwing the ball. Their leading rusher only had 63 yards.
Yeah.
So it's not like they just got it done on the other side of the ball where they had 200 rushing yards from their leading running back. It was their defense setting them up in those spots. And you're a defensive guy. I'm sure that's kind of a thing that you're looking to see.
Defense. They say it. Defense wins games.
Yeah.
They do, bro.
I heard defense wins championships.
Yeah.
Because let me walk you guys back to the Michigan team from 2 years ago when they won that national championship. It wasn't because they had 200 yards passing. It wasn't because of anything. They had one of the best defenses in college football. It's not the best defense.
That's when they had JJ, right?
Yeah, that's when they had
JJ.
I think his stat line for that game hit, I want to say, and I don't have the numbers memorized, but it was like 160 or 170 something yards in the national championship game, maybe less, because I think that was when they still had Corum, and he was doing his thing, and
Edwards was hooping that year.
Yeah,
too.
they were doing their thing, running the ball, but their defense was what kept them in those games. And like last night, watching that Indiana game, it didn't look like it was offense versus offense. The defense set them up to score multiple times. They had a block punt later in the game, set them up in the red zone again. It's like you can't win a game when your offense keeps turning the ball over and they're right there ready to score, because Indiana didn't have to beat you with a powerful offense. They beat you with a powerful defense that set their offense up with great, easy plays, great field position. They're where they need to be, and obviously it's not an easy game. You're college football playoff semifinals against a team you've already played. I always say like the redemption games are the hardest ones. And I told him in the first playoff, we were talking about who we thought was winning the national championship, and I've been predicting Indiana since the beginning of the season. They started off a little slow playing Old Dominion, and then they went and played Kennesaw State and lit them up on the scoreboard. But that game against Old Dominion wasn't the most impressive. They weren't winning 73-0, but they went out and played football, and I was like, okay, well, Fernando Mendoza's there, their defense is there. Like, that defense was winning games for them last year. Now you add in the offensive calibers, and you've got a championship caliber team.
Yeah.
This Indiana team didn't have to play a bunch of offense last night because they started on the opposite side of the field for 4 drives. That's 28 of the 56 points. You're talking easy points that they were scoring off of it. They converted every single one of those turnovers into a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, and that's the way to do it. You can't leave any points left on the table. It's like saying, hey, man, I'm going to go to a job and leave money on the table. Can't do that. That's your money, your points. Whether it's a field goal, whether it's a touchdown, extra point, you got to make it. You go down and you get on the 3-yard line and you throw an interception, you're like, oh, man, well, I left points on the table. We could have kicked the field goal and been up an additional 3 points. So, I think Indiana, their defense was scary yesterday. Their defense was scary, bro. It had to, the way they played, that coach over there is phenomenal. Like, he had to have drilled into their head of everything, and for that corner to read the route that he did, you knew that guy, right? They studied film.
Right there.
They studied film on that. It's no different than the Miami against Ohio State. That guy flat out said it. I watched film on it. I knew that was coming. Mm-hmm. And he did. That guy did the same thing. 11 seconds it took for Indiana to be on the on the scoreboard without their offense on the field. That's impressive.
It's a lot of film. I think Kurt Cignetti, he brought a lot of guys over from JMU.
Yeah, of course.
And you've never thought of JMU, even though they've been putting together some good seasons. Hell, they made the playoffs this year. And it's like you don't see a whole lot of teams, bring in power, group of 5 into power 4.
Well, look at Jackson State. Yeah. Look at what Deion Sanders did. He brought his guys
to Colorado.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. It's a different level. Colorado is still a team that doesn't get a whole lot of respect. They get some, but not a whole lot. Indiana is playing in the national championship in 9 days.
Yeah.
They
100%.
they took
got
all these guys
Miami.
from JMU. They brought in Fernando Mendoza from Cal. They played the portal to a T.
Yeah.
They built their team last year and just built on top of it again this year. You know, they started all this with guys that were playing Group of 5 ball.
You're
You
right,
know,
bro.
guys who maybe were playing a little bit.
I'm gonna choke, bro. I'm about to choke,
Man, you over
bro.
there like you're seducing your drink.
All right. All right.
He's like, I just love you. I love this
love
diet
it.
cranberry.
That dude look hit right there.
Oh, man.
Don't tell my secrets now.
But you've got a team like that where, and everybody's playing the transfer portal now. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
You've got guys that are coming in and doing crazy things. I mean, Miami's got a transfer quarterback just the same. They've got Carson Beck from Georgia who had declared for the draft. And that's why there's, the rumor mill's going around. There's jokes going around that Ty Simpson, he declared for the draft already from
Every
Alabama.
quarterback that has declared for the draft has pulled out and went to Miami.
Yeah,
I'll take him.
Cam
Don't worry,
Ward
dude.
and Carson Beck. Now you guys could possibly end up with Ty Simpson. I don't see it happening. I think he's ready to go pro.
But
I think he's ready to go to the next
his
level.
numbers.
That whole
being-
shit whacked to me.
I don't see him going up in the draft as much as he thinks he is.
Who?
Ty Simpson or Samson over
Ain't they
from
ever talking about
Alabama.
he a first rounder though?
No, I mean he could possibly go first round.
I mean, he's a Bama quarterback and
bro,
made the
but
CFP again.
you lost 38-3 to Indiana. Nothing against Indiana, they just beat.
It's
the-
Indiana's
That's
defense,
the
bro.
thing about it.
But they went 9-3. Look at the teams they lost to the damn sorry ass FSU.
Hey,
You
take it,
think-
hey,
you
hey,
think-
don't
you
do-
think
don't-
they're gonna go-
We was doing good till then. We
Yeah,
was doing
you-
good. We
you
was doing
think-
real good.
You think that he's gonna go first round? I would be surprised. I think if he took his next year, played another year. I think he'd be a first rounder. I'd say pick 15. If he took one more year to develop. I'm not saying anything about Alabama. Alabama, everyone knows. It's always been Alabama, Georgia, Clemson.
Right.
And they've always dominated.
What Alabama quarterback have you seen that's been like really successful besides Jalen Hurts? And Jalen
Hurts.
he went to Oklahoma though. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
So like
But I mean, who?
Tua, he was solid for a couple years.
Tua-
The
Tua, I
injuries
think-
starting to get to him.
Tua got hit. Tua got hit hard.
Yeah, he got hit too.
Them injuries starting to get to him.
Did
I think
it-
he need to retire. Not even trying to be
I
funny.
mean, what do you got with is it Drake May?
I was gonna say, didn't Drake May go to Alabama?
He went to North Carolina, bro.
Damn.
All right,
Exactly. You don't, what other Bama?
But that's
quarterbacks you
okay.
remember?
There's
So you
nothing
make-
really crazy
The
out
only-
there.
Jalen Milroe the only other hope, and he
But
a backup right
Jalen
now.
But-
Milroe's a backup.
Jalen Hurts.
Bryce Young.
No, yeah, I
Bryce
forget
Young,
about Bryce
but
Young.
it's-
Bryce Young,
it's
he's
Carolina.
still
And Carolina's in the playoffs. Bryce Young's in the playoffs.
well, we got
this year.
screwed, man. You know,
Yeah, the Bucks did. The Bucks did
They
get
just
shafted
sorry.
a little
They
bit.
just sorry.
Hey,
Them
hey,
boys just sorry.
Hey, hold on. What happened to the Ravens? Hey,
Hey.
y'all missed a 44-yard field goal.
Hey.
Y'all in Cancun right now with the
Honestly,
Sorry, bro.
it was a blessing
Hey,
in
but the Bucks is
disguise.
in Cancun
Yeah,
too.
that's-
They
It's all
won the
good.
game they had to. Atlanta just went and balled out.
Yeah.
And
I
did
mean,
their thing. Carolina gets in on tiebreaker, but I mean that is the only Alabama quarterback outside of Jalen Hurts that you can really think of. And Jalen Hurts was in my eyes, I feel like that was kind of ties to Oklahoma.
Yeah, but again,
He did win a
that's-
chip with Bama though.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
And
Look
I
who
mean,
he had.
I mean,
he
shoot.
had some good people, bro.
Tua had 4 first rounders that he won a chip.
Hey, listen,
and he
I'm
went
not-
top 5.
Tua,
or top
ain't-
10.
Tua, nobody talking about Tua. We talking about
That's
Hurts.
Bama quarterbacks, though. We talking about
Yeah.
Bama quarterbacks.
But I mean, and that goes into what I said. Give him another year in college.
Simpson.
Yeah, get out of Alabama. Granted, Alabama's a great team.
Yeah.
It's SEC's baby is Alabama and Georgia. I can't stand SEC. I'm obviously a fan of ACC and the Big Ten. But get him out of Alabama. Let him go somewhere else. It could be an SEC team. Let him go to Ole Miss. He might do something for him.
let him go to Florida. Florida just
I
lost
can't
that
stand
quarterback.
Florida.
Man, just come to Florida State, man. We'll take
Nah,
it.
we'll
Don't
take
worry,
it.
don't worry. We taking
need-
applications right
We
now.
just got Auburn's quarterback who started for them the last four
Are you talking
games.
about
The backup.
Deuce Knight?
We got
I think we need to go throw some money at Bryce Underwood.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Deuce Knight actually switched and went to what what's it called? He's going to Ole Miss.
Who you said?
Deuce Knight, Auburn's quarterback.
He like that?
No,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
talking
he's
about
solid.
the backup, the kid Ashton Daniels.
Oh, okay. Listen.
He's transferring in. He played. I think it was 4 games. Whenever they got some new coaching in there in Auburn, I think they got a new OC, and he put in Ashton Daniels the last 4 games of the season, I want to say, and now he's coming to Florida State. I mean, it's gonna be, we're changing quarterbacks every year because of the transfer portal. It seems like every team's doing that, unless they got a legacy quarterback. You know,
the only person that and of course I know I'm wrong about it, but the only person I've seen that stayed was Arch Manning.
Yeah,
Arch Manning has been the only person that has stayed there.
My
Granted,
boy finna be that one. Telling you.
do we think Arch goes to the draft this year? You think
Nah.
he declares?
No.
He coming
has
back.
to
He
stay
said
one more
I think he
year.
said he coming back already.
he has to because your numbers this year were not great. But this goes into Ty Sampson.
If we look at Mendoza's numbers, his numbers ain't that crazy either. And he was a Heisman.
But he's a Heisman winner. But it's his
look at
completion
his team,
percentage, bro. Like,
I mean, he
What's
went
completion
17 for 20.
But he only got like 30-something touchdowns on the year.
I mean, he scored 5 last night and against one of the top 5 teams.
Before he did that, though, he was still in the 20s for touchdowns.
what, his QBR last night was a 98.5?
Yeah.
No, he did his thing. I'm not saying he shouldn't have won it, but
And he's done that. He had one of the games, I can't remember who it was against. He had one of the games this year that he had like a 91% completion
oh,
percentage.
yeah, he did his thing.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
I can't
So
lie.
He's accurate. But he's running an RPO. Signetti's got him running that RPO, and it's not all deep balls. You know, he's not gonna have your 300-400 yard games every game because he's getting it outside. You know, he's reading it. If you're inside on him, he's hitting you with a quick out route. You know, if you're playing outside on him, he's gonna hit you in the seam. Versus some of the other quarterbacks you see now here ain't hitting in the seam. You know, Miami shouldn't even been that close against Ole Miss. They had Malachi Toney early in the game running down the seam.
And he throws it behind him.
Beck was on his backside throwing it to the sideline. Like,
What you think Carson Beck like that?
Well, I think
We gonna find
playoff.
out, huh?
I think playoff Carson is different than regular season Carson. You got to think that man. We were going over the stats. Me and Chris. We were going over the stats. He's like 14-1 or 13-1 on touchdowns and interceptions in the CFP. Now, granted, he's a little bit more. I think he scored 2 touchdowns against Ole Miss. One was a running touchdown and one was a passing touchdown. So he's 15 for 2 or 14 for 2 in the CFP, and we were the underdogs.
Yeah.
Miami was the underdogs for everything. So you're doing that. You're a top 10 school, and
I think he did he not have 2 passing touchdowns?
Nope. He had 1. Oh, well, I mean, unless you count the Malachi Toney, but it was kind of more so.
It was Malachi Toney doing his thing, you know.
But
I think he had 3 total.
2. He had 2 physical passing touchdowns, but then he had the 1 rushing, which
That's the one that sealed the
I'm
game.
not gonna lie to you, bro. I was very shocked that he decided to take it and run. Which
God.
I think
Caught me off guard with that one.
when the play first started, you see Malachi Toney, he ran a quick hitch. Everybody, I'm like, oh, he's going to hit it to him, which I'm glad he didn't. Could have been incomplete, could have went to a field goal, went to overtime.
Yep.
But then he went ahead and, let the defense develop the way they were going to, pulled everybody to the right side of the field, and took it. And he scored. I'm okay with that.
I think that was his safest bet, His passing seemed a little off for me against Ole Miss. The way he played against Texas A&M and Ohio State, I feel like he was more comfortable. Ole Miss got home on him a few times.
Yeah.
You guys only got Trinidad Chambliss on the ground one time, and
once or twice.
it was I think it was one total sack because he was making plays with his legs.
Yeah.
He was getting out of the pocket. It wasn't that he was running for first downs all night, but he was getting out there, extending plays, even if he was throwing the ball away, your defense didn't get home like they did against Ohio State. Y'all had 5 sacks against Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, Ruben Bain and then Mesidor got injured.
Them boys
Granted,
different.
I'm glad
Them boys
that he came
nice.
back in the game. He made a difference when he came back in. But we're talking about defense. We dropped 4 picks, and one of them was a pick 6.
Yeah.
My man decided to catch the ball, drop the ball, and start running forward. You got to secure the ball, man. I'm a diehard Miami fan. Everybody knows this, But
Boo.
Hey, where's FSU, bro?
Hey,
They're in Cancun.
I'm
They're in
going for
Cancun.
Miami. I'm a Florida boy. I got to see my Florida boys win.
See, I can't root for Miami because I'm a Florida State. I'll die Garnet and Gold, you know.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, I definitely want to see the ACC
You got to root
win.
for the ACC.
in this, but I don't want it to be Miami. So
You're a
I'll
hater.
hope, I'll hope
hater,
for next
bro.
year. I'll hope for next year.
You're a hater, bro.
Because Indiana is to me, they've been the best team all year. They've had some weak spots. You know, they had a weak spot against Penn
Ohio
State
State.
whenever they kind of got behind early against Penn State. They came back. They still found a way to win that game.
Yeah.
Ohio State, it was 13-10. You know, close game. But at that time, Ohio State was number one.
Well,
And
yeah, but
then Indiana had to jump them. You know, you're playing the best team in the country who has proved it all year.
I mean,
and-
they didn't prove it.
And
against Miami. I'm just
Indiana
saying,
went ahead
bro.
and showed
what
that
I'm
they were the
saying.
best team
Yeah.
and went out there, balled out the playoff run. I mean, obviously they had a bye,
Yeah.
but they've had 2 playoff games, and
Yeah.
they won by 35 against Alabama.
Yeah.
Blue blood school.
I mean,
they win against 34 against Oregon.
Nah,
in the
Indiana
playoffs.
looking crazy right now.
In the playoffs, they have overscored their opponents by 69 points.
Yeah.
That's crazy. To be in your,
In the playoffs.
in the CFP, you're overscoring your opponents by 69 points.
Who they play first?
They played
They had a
Alabama.
bye,
They had a
and
bye
then they
first
played
round.
Bama.
They played
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
played Oregon.
well, we all know Bama shouldn't have been in there.
Bama
this
should
year.
not have been.
They
I
should've-
would have
They
been
lost
okay
to
with
our
Notre
sorry
Dame.
asses.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I love
Notre,
Florida
Notre
State.
Dame and
Keep it
BYU
going.
should have been in because I don't agree.
I don't
with
think
putting in.
one of the-
I don't agree with putting Tulane and JMU in.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame should have made it.
I think you
Yeah.
put JMU or Tulane, and that's kind of dealer's choice. And then you put Notre Dame and BYU in, take Bama out.
Yeah.
How do you let a 3-loss team into the playoffs? And mind you, yeah, they lost in the
They
SEC
beat Georgia this year,
championship.
didn't they?
Yeah, one time.
They lost to
And
Georgia
they lost
in
to-
the SEC championship though. So then you've got 3 losses.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get one of those losses was to Oklahoma, who was also in the CFP, but then they lost to 5-7 Florida State. I'm a Florida State fan. I
was the only game we prepared for all
my
season.
nose. And you can say first game of the season, whatever, you know,
Nah.
that was the pass. But Notre Dame lost 2 games
Yeah.
Back to back.
by a cumulative of 4 points. Week 1, week 2, and it was Miami and Texas A&M who played in the first round of the college football playoffs. So, yeah, Bama had 2 losses to teams in the college football playoffs. Notre Dame had 2 losses to college football playoff teams. But they lost to a 5-7 Florida State team the first week of the season.
Boy.
So if you're going to kind of try to negate, because people say, oh, beginning of the season, you know, you're getting into the swing of things, but then where's Notre Dame's credit? They had a true freshman quarterback who had never played a down in college
Hey,
football.
listen. Hey, we
And
won,
you already
so-
said that. You already said there's a big difference between JUCO and high school. He
That's
went
a
from
fact.
high school starting as a true freshman in D1
Yeah.
Yeah.
against a Miami team who's now playing for the national championship
Yeah, that boy.
and lost by 3 points.
I mean, they were good. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, Miami did the Miami thing that game. We played prevent. It is known. Mario Cristobal does it every year. He did it this year. He did it last year.
Yeah.
And then he did it in 2022.
They tried to throw away that game against Florida State.
Man,
Let
again,
us get back within 6
Man.
points.
Man.
I was at that game. Them niggas was not winning that shit.
Bro, it was the Mario Cristobal thing, and nothing against him. I think what he's doing for the program, for his players, for the fans, for everybody around and associated with Miami, I think he's doing a great thing. He's doing
Yeah,
something.
so.
We haven't been in the college playoffs since 2000.
I'm about to
Y'all
say,
ain't never been in
Miami,
the college
Miami,
football playoffs.
Yeah,
Y'all
but we
in
were
the-
in the
been listening
national
since, like,
championship.
National
2002?
championship was
2002.
I'm about to say, y'all ain't
We
been
lost
this
to
late
Ohio
in a long
State.
time.
Hey, I can tell you, I don't know. You're a few years older than we are. You could probably remember a little bit, maybe, of that Miami team that won the 2001 national championship, went in
Yeah.
2002.
What you mean,
You
bro?
were
He was 3 years old.
He was 3,
bro.
Now I know how nice they was. Though.
Yeah, we
and
were
Sean
nice.
Taylor was even starting on that team.
I
That's how
wasn't
nice
even
they
born
was.
the last time they won a national
Yeah.
championship. I was 6 months later, and then obviously I was 6 months old whenever they went to the 2002 national championship and lost at the Fiesta Bowl to Ohio State. with a late flag on the last
Y'all
play.
got y'all lick back though.
Yeah, we did.
Which,
we did.
Which y'all beat Ohio State, and then you went and won at the Fiesta Bowl. You know,
Yeah.
it's been your revenge tour of, and it would have just been even sweeter if it would have been Georgia, because that would have been Carson Beck's team. You know, obviously I love Ole Miss. I like the program that's there. I'm not an SEC guy, but I like the story that was coming with it. You know, you got Kwan Lacey, in my opinion, one of the best running backs in the
He cold.
You know, in the league this year, and he injured his hamstring on a 73-yard run.
Bro, you got to stretch, bro. You got to stretch.
You know,
when you fast though, them hamstrings go quick.
Yeah, and then you've got Trinidad Chambliss, who, and we keep coming back to him. That kid is a dog. You know, obviously he's got 2 rings, D2, and he was playing his heart out. I mean, he was a backup. Came in to be a backup at Ole Miss. Didn't start the first 2 games of the season. Gets a shot, 3rd game, and kind of does his thing.
He got his shot. He got his one shot. You get one time to make a first impression.
Mm-hmm.
He made his first impression, and the kid's balled out all year.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Trinidad. Obviously, Thursday night, it was not being a fan of Trinidad.
I mean, they even rested him the game. I think when they played, was it the Citadel? They rested him so that he could get, you know, back to 100%. You know, obviously throughout the football season, you both know this. Your body's taking a beating week in, week out. 100%. You're never 100% after that first practice. You know, you guys are doing summer practice. I mean, hell, even now you're still, you know, you're not practicing with your team. But I know that you guys every once in a while go out and run scrimmage games because he's, you know, playing in the 37U. What we say, 42U.
42U, bro. There was a 42U. I don't know if that guy's playing, man. I think he's gonna. We call him Sly. I don't think he's playing.
Sly.
But even if it's 37U, you know, you and Robbie are playing in that. You got Carlos, who used to ball in high school, and then yourself, like your group of guys that go out and play scrimmage games, and you guys are doing that. You know, not every week, but you guys are trying to get out there and get reps in a sense, you know, trying not to obviously injure yourself, but at least get some, like, somewhat faster than walkthroughs.
Boy,
I really be hooping for real.
No, don't let this man lie to you. He cannot.
What are you hitting the LA Fitness game?
Hey, RDB Sportsplex. Go check it. All right, it's the Genesis Health Club. My bad. They changed the name. But I go check the TikTok. I'll show you what I'm doing.
I go out there. I go out there once in a while, and I try to ball out with them guys. But I mean, it's a little different, bro. We ain't getting hit out there.
No, but you're still putting a little bit of wear and tear. I mean, you're still working your hammies and everything like that. You're working your Achilles.
Like you gotta stretch.
You're having to stay in shape and do your thing. Because I know you said you go to the gym, you know, but 4 or 5 days a week, and you're doing 2-a-days. But you're also getting those reps in where you're going out and running some routes because you're playing 2 ways whenever you're playing you're playing a little scrimmage game like that. You're not just playing safety. You know, you're playing linebacker, you're playing safety, you're playing freaking wide receiver, running back, you're out here. You're tossing some balls around. You know, it's backyard football, and you're kind of getting some exercise in regardless.
This man's putting his lipstick on.
He's getting ready.
Y'all seen that boy?
Getting ready.
Oh man, no, but.
No free ads.
Oh man, but no, I mean, again, you gotta stretch, bro. I mean, this man,
he's trying to give out free advertisement. He's like anybody who wants to just send me some merch.
Yeah. Hey, I'm about to say I'll take some for you. Don't you worry.
But no, you gotta stretch, man. I'm good. I don't need candy.
Oh, my fault. I forgot y'all on diet and shit.
Bro, we gotta stay.
I mean, you're the only one playing professional sports right now.
Yeah, and you're eating candy,
and we're just trying to stay in shape.
Nice.
No,
don't show this to my coaches.
But no, like again, you gotta stretch. Whether you're going for a run or whatnot, you got to. You're putting a lot of wear and tear on them legs, Achilles. I mean, dude, I've seen a lot of injuries this year to Achilles. Now, granted, it could be the quote unquote turf monster, because most of them have torn it on turf. Mm-hmm. So when you played, did you play on turf sometimes? How'd you feel about turf?
I fucking hate turf.
I mean, there you go, bro.
It's too much. It's like they trying to make it like be real grass. There's nothing better than real grass because it's way less. It's way more give, so you ain't like getting your foot stuck in the ground and you're not pulling shit.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, a lot of these guys they're hurting themselves on turf. So you know, we kind of just briefly talked about the quarterback at Trinidad. You know, I did say last week if Miami didn't show up, we were going to get our ass beat.
Y'all didn't show up in the third quarter. That's the only quarter y'all lost.
Yeah.
You guys won the first quarter 3-0. You know, won the second quarter 14-13. That's a close quarter because I feel like that's kind of when your team was starting to shut off.
Yeah.
And then third quarter lose 3-0. But then y'all decided to. You guys were losing losing the fourth quarter. You know. 11-7, and all of a sudden Carson Beck decides to turn on or something. You know, he's got like this switch in his brain. And don't get me wrong, I'm not overly impressed with how he's played this year, but he finds a way to win games when it matters, and he did that. Y'all ended up winning the fourth quarter, 14-11. You know, and that turns into the results that you're looking for. You know, if you win a game, it don't matter if you win by 1, because it don't matter if you lose by 1. In Notre Dame's case, you know, you lose by 1 and 3, and all of a sudden you're out of the playoffs. You know, you can't lose by 1 in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you know, if you got to get there first, and that's up to selection from the committee, which I don't always agree with their rankings or their, you know, who they decide to put in. You know, I've got this bitter taste with, you know, Florida State getting left out for Bama.
Man, don't even get me started.
And then you got Notre Dame who gets left out this year, who I feel like was better than at least Bama and the 2 group of 5 teams. You know, I think they beat Tulane. I think they beat JMU. I think they beat Bama. They beat Oklahoma.
I think they beat Oklahoma.
Because, you know, that's who Bama went out and they got their get-back game. But I think Notre Dame was probably one of the top 3 teams in the country, even though they weren't ranked there.
Yeah.
Because they lost to teams in close manners at the beginning of the season. And then they say, you know, scheduling and things like that. You got to play stronger teams. Maybe if they were in a conference, they would have a conference championship to prove themselves in. But they're an independent. And now they're getting this new rule where if they're in the top 12 in the last CFP ranking of the season, you know, it's not going to change after the bowl games they're in.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that either.
I don't like that. I don't like making specifications for certain, for one certain school.
You
like
feel
they
bad
did
for them.
They did the group of 5 thing with. That's an entire group of they get at least 1 rep.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're talking, they get 1 representative in, and this year was an anomaly. They got 2. I don't specifically agree with it because I think it should have been you get either the top 4 conference champions in or top 5 conference champions and a group of 5, but they should only be 1 rep because they're not playing ACC, SEC, Big Ten schedules.
Yeah.
And so they can go, you know, 12-1 in a season versus a team like Notre Dame, you know, goes 10-2, 11-2, something like that, and they get left out because of a team who has 1 game better record than them, but they didn't play a Miami or a Texas A&M caliber team. They didn't play in Indiana. Like, tell me how that kind of makes sense in the wraps of leaving a team out. Like, I don't know why this panel, this group of CFP election committee gets to decide that you leave a team out of that caliber, and then you get games. I mean, everybody says they don't want to see blowouts like last night, but that was just a different Oregon team.
Yeah.
You know, Oregon showed up in their game before this, and they had to come in and win. And do their thing, you know.
But they blew out.
That pick 6 really swung it.
Pick
6. Yeah.
But they blew out Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon blew out Texas Tech.
And they played JMU the first round, right?
They played JMU and Ole Miss played Tulane.
Yeah.
But you're looking at it like this. Like me, I'm gracious for the picks. You know, Miami got in the playoffs. Nick Saban said it. I think I said this last week. If we get into the playoffs, we're going to be a dangerous team. Now, do I think JMU or Tulane should have been in? No. Get them out of
I think you choose one.
No, I don't
think the committee chooses one because I think it's fair. every once in a while they're going to put a team
Make your
together.
schedules harder.
Indiana's
But-
basically JMU's old team.
But make your schedules harder.
Most of their guys are JMU's old team.
Indiana
And
got an old ass team though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but make your schedules harder. Play a Miami, play a Notre Dame, play a Texas A&M, Texas
Play a
Tech,
Florida State.
play
My fault. My fault.
play 5 and 7
play Florida
Texas.
State, play Pitt, play Boston College.
Yeah.
You know,
to sneak that one in there.
teams that are there.
Yeah.
But you got to have a full schedule of them. You can't. I
can't
think Group of
play-
5 because they have to play their conference games and things like that. They don't get enough chance to really prove themselves because you say. This year, you say, okay, well, now we're going to put Ole Miss on our schedule next year,
It could
or
be
we're going to
different.
put somebody else out there. Ole Miss could be a 5 and 7 team next year very easily because if they lose Trinidad Chambliss, if Kawan Lacey enters the portal or goes to the draft, it's all these things. These teams change every year, and it's hard to say we'll schedule better teams because Florida State was 5 and 7 this year, but 2 years ago they were 13 and 0.
Of course. But
Yeah,
look at their
but
strength.
They were
They lost
then
most
they
of
were
their
2 and
starters from
10.
that
Right,
team.
but you can lose your starters any year with this transfer portal.
of course.
Of
But
And
of course.
all of a sudden, you've got a different team. So if they're scheduling a year out, 2 years out,
Yeah.
some of these schedules are built out, 5 to 10 years in advance because they're saying, "Oh, well, we're gonna make a home and away schedule, but we got to put this in advance so
But
that
I
we can
think-
go ahead and plan around it."
Yeah, but I
And
think
how do you
with
plan for that if
I-
you're one of those Group of 5 schools?
I think with the new playoff, now granted, the old, back where 4 teams went in, understandable, top 4 goes in. But you got 12 teams that are playing. And you think a JMU team who played, Bethune-Cookman style teams, you think they should be in? No.
Nah.
No, not at all. I think BYU or Notre Dame, and then you got Tulane, who played North Texas. I don't think North Texas was a bad team, but they were not to the caliber of Notre Dame and BYU. I think at that point, you want to be in a college football playoffs. Eat it this year that's coming up because you're scheduled out for almost 2 years. You're probably on the last, year of your schedule. I think change your schedule. Look at Miami. Miami changed their schedule. Granted, we didn't play Georgia Tech this year, but we played other teams. Play your conference games, win out of your conference, but play some ACC teams. And we're not talking about fucking Wake Forest.
Wake Forest could be a dog next year. You
They
never
could
know.
be, but
all of a
right
sudden,
now-
if you get a booster or somebody who decides to cut some NIL money back to the school,
Man, but right now,
then you're all the way in.
yeah.
Shoot.
But look at SMU. SMU came over to ACC and they played good. Come to an actual league.
Texas
But then you got
SEC.
Cal who came to
They played
the ACC
Last
who-
year they were good,
Yeah, they
but
were
this
good.
year they
and
weren't
then,
too
but
good.
Who was their quarterback last year? It's that guy that y'all are seeing next week. It's Fernando Mendoza, man.
Yeah.
Heisman quarterback. And
But
He went to Cal.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's that
Bro,
guy.
I ain't kept up with none of that. Stuff. I ain't gonna
But-
you're too busy balling out on the pros now.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm about to say.
We ain't here.
I'm about to
But
say. I gotta keep
said,
up.
Like I said, change your schedule. Go into the ACC, SEC. Look at the Knights. UCF. They went into what? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the
Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Yeah.
They changed because they were 13 and 0 or whatever it was, 14 and 0, and they got told you're not allowed to
You're
come.
talking about that 2017
Bro, I'm
quote
still
unquote national champion. Hey,
listen.
going to a UCF, going to the
Whoa,
bounce house, going to a
time out,
UCF
time
game,
We talking about them right now.
No, but I'm saying
the make believe national
But
champion.
make
look,
believe national
they
championships.
switched their conference because they wanted a chance to be in the actual playoffs. You want to go to the playoffs, switch your conference.
But you got teams like because Florida
schedule
State
better
and
conference.
Clemson were both in legalities with the ACC. They were trying to leave the ACC because
Yeah.
they're not getting the respect that they deserve. Two teams who have, and Clemson has done it more so, but 2 teams who ran the ACC for 15 years basically. There'd be an odd year here or there that they would have another team going and win the ACC
Yeah.
championship, but you got Florida State and Clemson who have both kind of rivaled back and forth on who was going to be the best, and that was back when they had the divisional style where they were playing a team out of the other side who maybe didn't deserve to be there because the ACC championship should have been a Clemson Florida State game. They're playing each other in the regular season, and then they should have seen each other again.
Well, I mean, Ohio State, not Ohio State, excuse me. Georgia, Alabama did it.
Yeah.
Georgia and Alabama did. They lost. Alabama lost to Georgia, or I'm sorry, Georgia lost to Alabama. Then they had their second chance and they beat them.
Yeah. And
I mean,
it comes down to who prepares better. I mean, you got teams that do prepare all the way through and through.
Yeah.
You know, you got teams that will go in and win twice against the same team. I mean, Indiana showed it last night. There's been a few instances, but a lot of these teams got getbacks because they're even kill teams.
Yeah.
You know, you can't judge it based off of one game, but the committee has got to take more into account, and that's why I say one group of 5 teams should be able to get in, because if they're the best of the group of 5 and they are hands down the best, you know, if they go undefeated, maybe one loss, if they lose their conference championship or something like that to maybe a team who had 2 or 3 losses, then you've got to take those things into effect. But if they're undefeated and nobody's been able to touch them, how are you gonna leave them out?
Put them in the top 12 then. If they should be in, they need to be top 12. Granted, Miami didn't go to the ACC championship, but everybody, the committee, the fans, the haters, they all said it. Everybody knows Miami was the top ACC team.
Yeah.
And I'm biased, but
I mean SMU
did beat us, but
SMU could have been. I think in my opinion, I would have rather seen a SMU Miami ACC championship. I think I didn't really watch, but maybe 10 minutes of that game because I wasn't really entertained. I think that the ACC really messed up with their way
Duke
of their tiebreakers, because if you put in, even if you let Virginia in, they obviously earn their spot there.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to tiebreakers, I don't think it should be, you know, conference wins or total points or whatever you're coming down to. It should be your highest ranked teams.
Yeah.
You should go, hey, who's balled out? You know, if you're gonna do a tiebreaker, is SMU above Miami or is Miami above SMU at the end of the year? Well, it was Miami, so that's why they got into the playoffs and SMU didn't, because they didn't even have to win their ACC championship. The ACC championship was sitting on their couch for the CFP.
No, they did. I agree, but I think that obviously, you know, again, Miami fan. I think Miami deserves to be there, but I don't see a Power 5 school being in the playoffs. And we've seen it this year of what happens when a Power 5 school plays a top 10 team.
Talking about Group of 5?
Group of 5, yeah. Group of 5 school plays a top 10 team. You know, it's no different. I think 5 and 7 FSU would have been JMU and Tulane. No disrespect.
I don't know about Tulane.
Florida State ain't beating shit.
I don't know about Tulane or JMU. I mean, they beat Bama. And they kept it close with Miami. They took Virginia to 2 overtimes, who played in the ACC championship game. But, like, there's so much more that goes into it, that kids playing with their heart and things like that. Because then I'm worried about Notre Dame's team, man. Because no matter if they return the guys that they had, if they've got the dogs that they got, they went into the postseason with the same energy that Florida State did. You know, their 13-0 season,
they might lose them.
They fell off because Mike Norvell, no matter how much he tried to like back the guys, and you know, obviously we lost, you know, our big players on defense, which y'all may see this year. You know, Miami's probably going to lose, you know, Bain and Mesidor this year to the draft. It's what happened with Florida State when they lost Fisk and Verse in the same year.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to see a downtrend from your team because you've got guys who are I'm going to early project this. I think Bain's going to be in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year if he stays healthy next year.
Yeah.
If he's going to walk in and be a starter wherever he's going to be.
Is.
So, and he's going to be a Verse, a Fisk in the NFL, where obviously they got to go from Florida State to go play on the Rams together, and now they're about to be in the playoffs. You know, they're doing their thing. They play the Panthers.
Yeah.
They're balling out, and these teams that are doing that, they lose these guys, and all of a sudden, they're not the same team. You know, obviously all of our starters who were looking to go to pros and everything like that, all sat out of that Georgia game.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you say, oh, well, Florida State didn't deserve to be in because they couldn't hang with Georgia, most all of the starters, I would say 90+% of the starters decided not to play that game.
But
and obviously we were missing Jordan Travis due to that season-ending injury, but they still found a way to win without him. They still won an ACC championship without him.
This might be a hot take, but if Jordan Travis didn't break his ankle that year, I think we would have won the chip.
100%.
I think
it's
you
all
would've-
ifs and buts though.
No, yeah, but I think you definitely would have been in it.
We should.
I think you.
still
I
should've
think
been
y'all. Yeah, I agree.
I think we had an explosive offense to go with that crazy defense,
Yeah.
which Michigan ended up winning that year with just a crazy defense. Their
Yeah.
offense was
lock that sorry shit up.
But
Lock that shit up.
going back into that, look at what they did to FSU. They did it to Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame was better than Alabama this year. I
agree.
I think Notre Dame would have obviously beaten, in my opinion, would have beaten
half the
Oklahoma,
teams.
and then they would have beaten JMU, Tulane. I think they
Miami.
No. Shit, what happened?
But does that come down to do they get their get back, or is it?
No.
It's hard to beat a
what
team
happened
twice,
last
though.
night?
It
It's hard
is.
to
It
beat
is.
them.
It is. 100%. It is very hard to beat a team twice, especially if you beat them in the regular season. Somebody wants the taste for blood to get their get back, and if in the CFP they have that chance, they're going to send you home packing.
I think they're beating at least 4 of the 12 teams. I think they're beating Alabama, Oklahoma, Tulane, and JMU. And I think that Ole Miss would have been a good matchup for them.
Yep.
Oregon would have been a good matchup for them. Miami would have been a good matchup because it could have been their get back game. I don't think anybody's hanging with Indiana this year, though. I really just I think they're playing.
I like Miami, bro.
I like Miami.
They ain't never seen no Malachi Tony before.
No, well, not only that, but like.
They're playing a different
and Fletch.
They play a
Mark
different
Fletch,
caliber of ball.
The
Though.
way,
Yeah,
but you got to
Fletch a bruiser though. You got to really tackle that boy every
But
time.
not only that, but the only reason Ole Miss was even keeping up in that game was one, obviously penalties. God damn it, we got to stop fucking. We got a lineman who's jumped, false start 4 times in the same, drive.
Damn.
71. No, I hate to call him out, but. I had to realize.
I hate to call him out.
He ain't gonna watch
The
this.
only thing
Yeah,
he ain't gonna give you,
this
he ain't
shit.
gonna give you his full government name, but
Yeah.
he's gonna go ahead and call him out.
But
Y'all go check the roster.
He jumped. He had a false starter, and again, I could be wrong, but if it was 4 times in the same drive, and it wasn't a hard count, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just a motion. Beck didn't clap, because everybody knows Beck's snap is just a clap. That's it. Jackson Dart does the same thing.
Of course, Ignetti's already been watching film, but he's gonna watch his podcast and he don't know.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, right. Hey, you watching this?
He gonna need all the help he can get.
Yeah, but
Gotta guard that boy 10.
But at the same time, Ole Miss when we were on defense, they were beating us because of they were fast paced.
because of miscues.
It was, but that comes with,
How do y'all drop that interception?
Bro, it was 4-4.
Bro, it was pop.
4-4.
But there's a couple. Obviously the one that would have most likely turned into a pick six where he was jumping a route. Yeah, I get that, man. He's fast motion. You're not focused on reeling in the ball. You're focused on the pass breakup.
Yeah.
On defense, your goal is make sure you don't catch the ball. Obviously, you can pick it off, take it to the house.
Jayme, you want to hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to stop it with any means necessary. Hit him, get to that ball first, whatever.
Yeah.
His first focus isn't I got to catch this ball.
No.
He's not a receiver. He's trying to get there, and so plays like that you can't really be mad at. But y'all had at least 2, and for sure the one, man. There was one that was basically thrown right at your DB. He completely dropped it. Yeah, overthrown. Yeah. And then you had the other one where you had two Miami players fighting over the damn ball, and it gets bobbled. And obviously,
but the same
they're gonna be doing. I swear. There is no way Mario does not have them doing the tip drill this week in practice because they were tipping that ball and still couldn't pull it in. Zero interceptions against a quarterback who kept putting the ball in danger.
Yeah, the same guy who dropped that, where it bobbled into his hand, dropped the overthrown ball.
Yeah.
But it also
he might have been eating some popcorn on the sideline watching.
He needs to stay after practice.
Watching Fletch because Fletcher had a tremendous game, 133 yards.
I'm a big fan of him.
And he was doing his thing. He didn't get in the end zone, but he did his thing. You guys had 2 more rounds.
Yeah, Fletch can move, man. That boy can move.
He's a bruiser,
he kind of run like Chubb a little bit to me.
He does.
Kind of run like Chubb a little bit.
That or Eddie Lacy. He does run like Eddie
But like
Lacy.
he
likes
not
to
as
kick.
like wide body as Eddie Lacy.
No, but our offense did well. Besides the damn false starts. I mean, we were catching everything. Malachi Tony has not fumbled. He did not fumble this game. I'm graceful. Against Ohio State, he fumbled twice. And then Texas A&M fumbled once. First time he fumbled. But I will say, the pass he dropped against Ole Miss was the first time he dropped the ball this season.
Yeah.
And how many catches he got this year? Like 99?
No, he has 104 now.
Oh, he got.
But he's the first.
One drop though.
He's
At
a true
100.
freshman.
He's the first freshman to have over 1,000 yards for Miami.
Yeah. Well, and and the receptions. Obviously, he's a speedster, as most people say. I think my buddy over here, Jackson, likes to say he's a Tyreek Hill lookalike. He wears the same number.
Except
he
he's
got
smaller.
the same speed.
Nah, he might be bigger
No,
than Tyreek.
he's
I
bigger.
don't know
Height-wise,
about that. He's
How tall is
bro, he's
Malachi?
thin.
Like 5'11", 6 foot.
Malachi 5'9", 5'10".
He's thin though.
About yeah.
He's-
Tyreek about
Tyreek
5'10".
built.
Yeah.
But
He played running
Tyreek
back
is a
back
grown
then.
man. You're talking about Malachi, who just turned 18. What?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Month or two
Tyreek
ago?
was always built like that, even in college though.
Yeah.
Malachi came in and he been doing this. He been playing for Miami. He was 17 years old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
so
old.
like, he's not gonna be full size. Like you said, you're 17, 18, going to play against
Grown-ass
22,
men.
23-year-olds. They were just making this comparison that Carson Beck was a freshman at UGA.
Well, he's like a 10th year senior.
When he's six. He's six.
My
But he's,
I didn't mean to do that boy like that.
Carson Beck was a freshman at UGA. Malachi Tony was in middle school.
Yeah.
He was 11 years old. 11 or 12 when
He was 12
Carson
years
Beck.
old.
And that's his quarterback now.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Miami fan.
What's up?
You think Malachi better than Jeremiah?
So, speed, I see yes.
I don't even know about speed, bro.
I think
ain't gonna lie.
Malachi got him on speed. I'm a fan of Jeremiah. Jeremiah balled out this
best
year.
in the world.
Second best. Malachi's number one.
No, don't.
Gotta make it clear.
Malachi ain't even having a better
no.
season than Jeremiah had last year.
But yeah, you're right. But
Jeremiah was definitely one.
He the
Jeremiah-
best. He the best in college football.
Jeremiah is he's a weapon, but at the same time though, Malachi's route running, everything this man has done this year.
Yeah,
You
Malachi.
watch Jeremiah play?
Hey,
Yeah,
Malachi.
what's up, man?
Malachi's
Did you
like.
see what he did against Miami?
He had like 150. What you mean?
Bro, but he only caught
He
the
was
ball like 4 times.
And he had 150.
Yes, bro. It's no different than Keywan Lacey.
Bro, I could have sworn he had like 7
Hey,
catches for like 150, bro.
But Malachi Tony, when you talk about his route running, when the play he scored on last night
that was crazy.
or 2 nights ago was
A screen.
a screen.
Nah, that was-
And so
But you're
there's
not running a
his
screen.
yak,
You're
his
not.
yak is like
He's
that.
running a lot of screens.
But you're not running a screen with Jeremiah Smith.
Yes, you are.
No,
What?
bro.
I mean,
no.
have
I
you-
would choose.
Did you watch
I would
last year's
choose-
playoff
Hold on.
against
I
Oregon?
would choose Malachi Tony
Oh, this guy's
running a screen than Jeremiah Smith. I would keep Jeremiah
I
Smith
gotta check this.
running a post.
This guy's talking crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I'm
check
on your
the-
side.
Check, no.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
But
Until you said that. That was crazy. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he scored a touchdown on a screen last year in the playoffs.
that was last year. We're talking about this year, bro.
I know, but
It's
you
no
said
different than Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams. No.
Bro, Ryan Williams came in
he's
as
not
a
the same.
dog.
It's not the same.
Ryan Williams got hurt and ain't been the same.
That's
Bro, that's not a screen, bro. That's a
Brother.
That's a flout route.
Brother, he caught
Flat
that
route.
bitch in the backfield and scored.
That's not a screen, bro. He's running a flat
Okay,
route.
so like, this is exactly why I say it's better. He didn't need a screen. He didn't need blockers, and he still
Bro.
scored.
But look at he ran to the sideline and ran it up. Malachi Tony ran it down their throat with a screen.
And
bro.
I also think Jeremiah is
Hey,
faster
but
than
he had
Malachi.
blockers to get to the middle.
No, bro, dude. Yes,
Hey,
he took care
Now,
of
that
the
move
left
he put on the
side.
safety,
All right,
elite.
bro.
That
Yeah.
was elite. That
It
was
was.
elite. That was elite. That was elite.
But
I will say
Jeremiah
that.
Smith is overall a better player.
I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I think Jeremiah Smith should just come to Miami.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
I think if Jeremiah Smith came to Miami, we can have a repeat of this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because we lose.
No,
CJ
y'all might
Dillon.
actually win the national championship
We're
if
gonna
Jeremiah
win this
Smith
year.
is there.
Not for
We're
sure.
gonna win this year. I'm telling you
I
right
think
now.
I'll
I'm putting
win.
it
I
right
mean,
there.
y'all got some dogs already there. I mean, but your defense ain't gonna be the same next year.
No, it's
You
not.
even
And that's why we
when
need
you
to
go
grow our
next man
offense.
up or you go to the transfer portal, your defense is not gonna be the same next year.
No.
That's just it's
But did you
unfortunate.
see?
That's another thing. I don't like the transfer portal either.
I don't either.
I think that shit like really be saving a lot of these kids. Cause like now you ain't gotta wait a whole year after you transfer. That shit.
Yeah.
Kinda whack.
Did you
It's
have
like
to,
running
did
for
you
the
have to wait
grind.
when you transfer from JUCO to D2?
Nah, when
No.
you transfer up from JUCO, you
So you can get
immediately,
in.
yeah.
But like,
But I don't. I mean, let me make it this way. I'm a fan of the transfer portal and the
Time
aspect of you're able to go from if you're in Cal and you want to go to Indiana because you see something better there because Cal does not have it.
But I get what you're saying with that.
there should be some restrictions.
That's
on
what I'm
There
saying.
should.
Like
There should. I don't think you should play right after you transfer.
you got dudes exactly. I'm saying you
And
got
they're
dudes
they're
that transfer
going
2-3 times.
They're going for money.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, and Miami's got the money. They paid Malachi Tony this year $900,000.
I don't mind that at all. It's really just the transfer.
This
rules.
man is 17, just turned 18. He made $900K this year.
Hey,
My dog getting his
boy
money.
got 900 more than me.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
But no, I don't think if you transfer, you should be able to play right away.
Yeah.
And the reason of that is, granted, it might take a year of eligibility out.
Do you think if you transfer in the off season though that you should get a chance?
I think you should get one transfer where you could play immediately, but after that, because there's dudes that be transferred 2-3 times.
Yeah,
They be
yeah.
playing.
I mean, there's
You
guys that
can't do
transfer every year, and I mean, hell, we're losing guys who transferred in from Bama in 2022, transferred in, in that off season. Then all of a sudden or maybe it was 23, the 23 off season going into 24, they transferred in, they played the 24, 25 seasons with us, and now they're leaving, last year eligibility, transferring somewhere else, which it happens, and some of the guys left immediately after.
Yeah.
It does happen because they're going to get money or they're going to get playing time somewhere else, and if you make a decision early to go, say you guys get like Levitt next year, but then you also get a guy like Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Well, now Levitt ain't gonna want to stay there, but he made his move earlier or whatever. It's going to turn into obviously recruiting, NIL money, things like that. Stop those big things from happening.
Yeah.
Baylor's probably not going to go get another quarterback in the transfer portal
No,
to come
not
behind
'cause DJ
Lagway.
went there.
But when you look at it, is Lagway made an early decision. If nobody ends up in Miami, he could have went and played for them.
Yeah.
Or you say, okay, well, Bama's losing a quarterback. Lagway could have ended up winning and played for them. And Bama got good recruiting. I mean,
Bama got money.
Bama's a blue blood with a lot of money.
But I mean, and there's another talk about that is the NIL. I think
Yeah, we're
these
definitely
kids,
gonna have to get into that in another episode.
Yeah,
We're already over an hour.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, again, I think the transfer portal, like he said, you should be able to transfer one time. No different than if you're in an NFL.
They treat this shit like free agency.
You're trading, yeah, bro.
They free agents every year.
These guys are getting traded.
I feel like there should be contracts on this NIL where you got to play
Yeah.
2 years or so.
I agree.
Because,
I
I mean,
agree
these
with
kids,
that, too.
they got to play 3 years in college ball or at least be 3 years of eligibility to go to the pros. They got to hit their junior season.
I think
So
they-
you've
yeah.
got to put some sort of stipulations on it for NIL, like saying if you don't make it to the end of your junior season with us or something, then
I think
you've got to, and they don't even have to play. But like if somebody gets hurt, you can't count that against them. Like they don't have to stay for another year of eligibility
I
if they
agree with
only
that.
came back and played. But you got to say, hey, you're gonna stay with us for 2 years. You're about to get $1 million or $900,000 in an NIL deal. You should be like, okay, well, we're gonna pay you $900K a year.
Yeah.
And then obviously based on performance, we may increase it next year. We may pay
Yeah.
you 1.5 next year or some shit like that. But you got to say, okay, well, Malachi, now because we're bringing you in true freshman at $900K your first year, we
You
need to
gotta
lock
stay
you
till the
in
end of
until the end of your sophomore year.
Yeah.
You got to at least have 2 years with us because I don't think you should have to lock somebody down for their entire college career
No.
because you're going to pay them. Because if
think
at
they-
the end
they
of it
gotta
they
pay
want to
them.
go
Y'all seen
somewhere
how much
else.
Bo Jackson asking for? 1.5
Oh,
mil,
man.
and Justice Haynes asking for 2 mil.
That's crazy.
But I think
How Ohio State going to keep that man Smith?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's
That's
gonna
it.
leave,
If
bro.
Bo Jackson making 1.5 mil, Jeremiah got to make at least 5.
Yeah.
4.
And so
I say 4.
So
But
do
I'm
you
saying,
do you think
yeah.
Smith
1.5.
stays though?
I think he leaves.
It just I
if
feel like it
Bojack
depends on the
gets that money-
situation. It depends on the situation.
No, but I think he's
I don't-
he already kind of had some love for Miami. That's where he's from.
Yeah, my fault. You about to
But
say?
he's the state of Florida.
I
so
think
he
his
could end up at
legacy is
Florida
cemented
State.
at Ohio State is already.
100%.
He won a chip his freshman year, broke all the records for freshmen, and
He
then
won-
this
he
year he
broke-
had a great year
He
too.
broke records this year.
That's what I'm
Again,
saying.
playing against us. But I don't see him staying. I think, and personally, I think he's gonna go to Miami
Yeah, if he
because
leave, I only see him going to y'all.
his boys are there.
Yeah.
He wants to play. I mean, he got one more year of eligibility before he can go into the draft. I think if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out with a bang. Now it could surprise us. Malachi Tony and all his boys could leave, but I don't see Malachi Tony leaving. This is home.
I'm saying.
I see Jeremiah Smith possibly.
He left
coming.
high school early to go to Miami.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
But now you got Ryan Williams. Hey, I think Ryan Williams leaving Bama.
I hope he
I
does.
think
Bring
I ain't
him
gonna lie.
to Bring
It's
him to
not.
Miami.
It's
bro.
not his. But my whole thing is it's not Bama's fault. That nigga. This man been dropping the ball.
we'll bleep that out.
All right, this man been dropping the ball all season. He got like 11 drops this year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, but that
Looking like Judy out there.
But he playing. I mean, and he's playing with Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, but he's playing with Ty Simpson. But
I ain't gonna lie, a lot of them drops been hitting him right in the hands. He just
oh well, yeah, he was eating
So-
some popcorn.
So who made who look bad?
Stupid, huh?
Who made who look bad?
Ryan made himself look bad because
I-
Ryan over there worried about painting his fucking fingernails instead of working on his game. He didn't
He
cut
pulling,
that shit
he
out.
pulling the Caleb Williams.
And I fuck with Ryan.
But Caleb Williams balling out now.
Yeah.
Painted his nails and now he's the
Hey,
number 2
because
seed
you
in
see,
the
he finally
NFC.
started getting his shit together, taking the game serious. But Ryan Williams, he's really good. Like he's talented. He like reminds me of Odell.
But
Yeah.
he's young.
He's
man.
gotta catch the
gonna-
ball.
He's gonna get mature.
I
He's
see.
going to ball out.
I agree.
Jeremiah Smith reminds me of DK.
I ain't gonna lie, Jeremiah remind me of Julio, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah,
He more fluid than DK.
Yeah.
Like Jeremiah can really run routes for real.
yeah. Malachi Tony runs them better. And
I mean,
that's where
even if he does, he should. He's like 5'10".
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about
Jeremiah,
this in
like,
a couple years
6'3".
of who's better out of the Ohio
And-
State graduates. Is it gonna be JSN or is it gonna be Jeremiah Smith? Because we got to see him play on Sundays.
JSN so cool.
Yeah, I see-
I hope Marvin gets some fucking love, bro.
Marvin need to get some love, but he's got to get a better quarterback.
Yeah, they talking about he might trade Kyler Murray though.
Yeah, and
Shit.
but there's a lot going
They-
on right now in the NFL.
Think
I
about
mean,
Ohio
Baker-
State receivers
they're
that's getting
talking
off
about
right
Baker.
now though. You got Mecca
Oh,
eating,
Baker leaving.
got Olave eating, Garrett's eating right now. JSN just
They
led the
wide,
league.
they wide receiver you over there.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Ohio State is
They got another dude.
wide
too.
receiver. Yeah.
Carnell Tate about to come out this year too.
Yep.
They got some dudes, bro.
Yeah, I'm a Ohio State. I'm a big
Wide
fan
receiver
of
you
the
for sure.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Alabama got some good receivers too though.
Alabama.
Jaymo could be the best in the league, bro. He's really that talented.
I don't know about all that.
Uh,
Best two
J-Mo?
receivers. Hey, the two of the top 5 receivers in the league came from LSU though.
Right now?
Yeah, Jay
Oh, yeah,
Jettas and
Jettas
Jamar
and
Chase.
Jamar, yeah. But
You know?
they nice. But I'm saying like, who did I just say? I forgot.
J-Mo.
J-Mo could really be the best in the league, bro. He just got
J-Mo
the
can't
targets.
even be the best on his team with Amon-Ra.
He's better. You know what's crazy? Dudes on their team be saying J-Mo better than Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra just get way more targets.
But then why J-Mo get games where he ain't even catch up? Like I think he had a game this year
It's
where he
the-
went like 0 for 2.
It's the
Hey, they
scheme
have
though.
that- they have
it's
that
the
game,
scheme because
bro.
you got Amon-Ra in the slot running all the short shit, and then you got J-Mo just running deep routes trying to clear space for Amon-Ra.
Don't get me wrong, I don't disrespect J-Mo. No means of
Yeah,
disrespect.
sure.
This man is a dog. He is a stellar wide receiver. But yeah, I don't put him in the same class as JSN, Jamar, freaking Jay Jettas.
yeah, I
like
feel what you mean.
I think they're in another world,
but
and I
Jay
think
Jettas-
Jeremiah Smith, if he keep balling out the way he is, by the time he's playing on Sundays in 2-3 years, this man gonna be. Up
He's
there.
gonna be in the
yeah,
top
He
of
gonna
one of the best.
he's gonna if he plays
You
like
know
that,
what
and he
remind
gets
me
on
of?
a
Andre
decent
Johnson.
team. Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith remind me of Andre Johnson. That big and that fast, that physical.
Yeah.
He plays.
They about the same size. Oh, Andre's like 6'3", like 225,
Isn't
230.
Jeremiah what 6'4"?
6'3", about 6'3", about like 225. But he's still like 19, 20.
Hey, he's
Yeah.
6'4" with cleats on.
Yeah.
Shit, hey, I'm 6 foot with cleats on.
Hey man, damn, you wearing high tops, bro?
Hey, just take it easy. we ain't gotta tell. We got
This man got stiletto
He
cleats.
got the bricks. He got the bricks in there man, to make him taller, bro.
I feel mighty with them bitches on.
Yeah. Hey man, you know what, man? It was great to sit here and have that conversation.
Yes,
it was
sir.
definitely
Appreciate
a great
y'all
one,
boys
man. I
having
do
me.
appreciate
bro,
you.
I appreciate you.
I would love to have you on again, of course. I mean,
Anytime.
I think this was it was a great
I think this was
podcast.
episode 1 of getting Jayme on the pod.
Yeah,
you know?
he's gonna be
anytime
on.
you're in town.
I'll see y'all again.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
sure.
definitely gonna be on more, and like we like to say, Jackson, do a flip.
Wait, what? Wait, what you mean?